December 31st because of the accomplishments that black people have given to this country in chains and throughout our experience in this country, whether it's through the patents, whether it's through many, many things, our people have been able to persevere through tragic times. So for me, I would be glad when that day would come, when all of our histories will be included in the history books from January 1st to December 31st, and there will be no specific months for any people because every day we will always celebrate everyone. And I pray that that time will come. Well, I was inspired by my great-grandmother. My great-grandmother's name was Mrs. Frankie Lenny Lee Perry. And she was born July 31st, 1902. This is my great-grandmother. She helped to raise me. She used to teach me so many things. Being born and raised in Brownsville, Tennessee, Pastor. And this particular day was February the 4th, 1968. Exactly 60 days before the third Moses' assassination. They told me, child, it was a beautiful Sunday morning. And he was preaching a sermon called The Drum Major Instinct. And it was about how most of us have this desire to be first, and we attribute greatness to being first. But Dr. King was saying true greatness comes by serving. True love comes by serving others. But child, at the end of his sermon, he started talking about his own death. And it got so uncomfortable until we thought, what, does he know something we don't know? 60 days later, we saw on the news, he had been shot and killed. 5 days after that, they took the last part of that sermon from February 4th, recorded it, and on April the 9th, the day of his funeral, they played it. Thus the term he preached his own funeral. And I'd like to close with this speech. Dr. King, because it tells you the essence of the man. He was more than I have a dream. This man wanted to get to heaven, and he wanted to love everybody, even if it cost him his life. That is why my great-grandmother admired him, and that is why I admire him, because of his ability to love. And it went like this. He's ending the drum major instinct, and now he's talking about his own death. This was played at his funeral. You know, I guess we all think realistically about that day when we will be victimized. And what is life's final common denominator. And that's something we call death. Every now and then I think about my own death, my own funeral. But I don't think of it in a morbid sense, but every now and then I ask myself, what is it that I would want to say? If I leave the word with you this morning. If any of you are around when I have to meet my day, I don't want to long funeral. And if you get somebody to deliver the eulogy, tell them not to talk too long. Every now and then I wonder what I want them to say. Tell them not to mention that I have a Nobel Peace Prize. That is important. Tell them not to mention that I have 300 or 400 other awards. That's not important. Tell them not to mention where I went to school. I'd like somebody to mention that day. Martin Luther King Jr. tried to love somebody. I'd like for somebody to say on that day that I did try to feed the hungry. I'd like for somebody to say that day that I tried to be right on the war question. Like for somebody to say that day that I did try in my life to visit those who were in prison. Like for somebody to say on that day that I did try in my life to clothe those who were naked. Like for somebody to say on that day that I tried to love and serve humanity. Yes, if you want to say that I was a drum major, say that I was a drum major for justice, say that I was a drum major for peace, I was a drum major for righteousness, and all of the other shallow things would not matter. Won't have any money to leave behind, won't have none of the fine and luxurious things of life to leave behind. I just want to leave a committed life behind. And that's all I want to say. If I can help somebody, as I pass along, if I can cheer somebody with a word of song, if I can show somebody he's traveling wrong, then my living will not be in vain. Oh, if I can do my duty as a Christian, bring salvation to a world once wrong, if I could spread the message as the Master taught, then my living will not be in vain. That was said at his funeral. I know my time is up. I want to thank you for having me. I certainly enjoyed it. Thank you for having me. God bless you. Gonna lay down my burdens down by the riverside, down by the riverside, down by the riverside. I'm gonna lay down my burdens down by the riverside to study war no more. And she went with another song. Wade in the water, wade in the water, children, wade in the water. My God's gonna trouble the waters. Well, I'm on my way to the Canaan land. Yes, I'm on my way to the Canaan land. I'm on my